That's right, E-King Fight News. This just in, and shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. Jarrell Big Baby Miller confirms he believes Wilder Joshua is next. E-King Fight News, more on the story, guys. Alright, so, right from the horse's mouth, shout out to Blue Bloods Sports TV. He caught up with Jarrell Miller, and Jarrell Miller had this to say, man. Eddie Hearn was forwarded the money. They got that shit to him. So that should be the least of their problems. Right? And that's hopefully that is, it doesn't get better than that, man. $50 million up front, it just doesn't get better than that. So that's taken care of. So Jarrell Miller also had to say that, you know what, right now, I can't even think about those two guys. I gotta look for someone's ass to beat, man. I gotta look for someone to get in the ring with. In New York, most likely on HBO. And what else? Jarrell Miller said, you know what? It's probably gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen next. That's what it is. So Jarrell Miller, someone on the inside, someone that works with Eddie Hearn, definitely believes that this fight's going down. The next fight that happens for both fighters will be each other. Both fighters have still remained silent. I'm telling you, this is a sweet silence. This is good. Because things are being worked on behind the scenes now. And hopefully, they're just ironing out the details of making a fight happen. What I don't like is Barry Hearn. Now, Jarrell Miller confirms the fight, most likely going down next, based on what he's been hearing. And Barry Hearn out here is talking about these negotiations dragging out. What do? We have venues asking us. We have venues. I can't do a Barry Hearn impression, but he's saying he's got venues asking him about, hey, what's up with Joshua? Get the fuck out of here, Barry. Get this dude Barry Hearn the fuck out of here. And I know this is really the head of Matchroom Sport. The website says Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Sport, but it's really Barry Hearn. And Barry Hearn must have heard that Teddy Atlas advice, because he doesn't want no parts of no Wilder fight, man. He's like, oh, let's fight Povetkin next. Let's fight that Povetkin guy. He thinks he can beat David Price. Let's fight Povetkin. Fucking guy, man. This dude Barry Hearn, man, he needs to wake up, man. He needs to wake the fuck up. It's not fucking 1980s, 1990s anymore, man. It's 2018. 2018, it's time for fights that must happen fights. They need to happen immediately. Fuck that shit. Tired of waiting. E-King Fight News, man. More on this story, guys. More on the story. Alright, so shout out to Sky Sports. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder negotiations must be accelerated, says Barry Hearn. Negotiations for Anthony Joshua, huge fight. Needs to. He's saying he wants to wrap up these negotiations. They're taking too long. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn was talking about this negotiation is going to take 2 to 3 weeks tops. But obviously, it seems like Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn are on 2 different pages, which I don't know if that's good or bad. Eddie Hearn's been consistent in saying he wants this fight to happen next, although, if you actually listen to what he says, he contradicts himself every fucking half hour. Like, literally every half hour, he's going to say something, and then he's going to contradict what he just said. So, that's Eddie Hearn, man. This dude's he's a bit of a sociopath, but Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn held a meeting with Povetkin's backer Rabinski this week, and his father Barry admits discussions for Wilder fight needs to proceed at a quicker pace as they seek to solve other issues. Joshua's really up for being unified champion of the world, but inevitably the devil is in the details. Barry Hearn told Sky Sports, there are questions that we are in the process of answering. We've asked, and to be fair to the other side, they've come back with answers. I don't know, Barry Hearn's just talking straight shit right now. What are you trying to say, Barry? What is Barry Hearn trying to say? Is he trying to say he wants the fight to happen? Or is he trying to say he wants to fight Povetkin? Like, what is he trying? I don't understand what's up with Barry Hearn. You know, you got $50 million on the table for your fighter Anthony Joshua. You know you don't have $50 million to give to this man. You know, you might have 100 million pounds over fucking how long, right? 6 fights. But I'll tell you what, right now, Anthony Joshua stands to make, well, he's going to make a $50 million guarantee against Wilder. That's just, that we know. He's going to make a $50 million guarantee against Wilder. Pay-per-view. On the UK side, I don't even know what those kind of numbers look like. But it's going to be Skybox Office. And that should be bananas. And we know Anthony Joshua's going to get the lion's share of the pay-per-view revenue. And Deontay Wilder may get, you know, a minority split. On the US side, it may be a similar situation where the pay-per-view may be split. Well, actually, it's going to be split 50-50 if that's the deal AJ accepts. Because it's $50 million up front, backed by a 50-50 split of the total gross revenues of the fight. So that was the deal that was offered, right? And if they're going ahead with that deal, then it's actually 50-50 right down the middle on gross revenues. So it's still a shit ton of money, man. It's like AJ has the potential. He has the potential to hit 70 to 80 million net profit. So you're already halfway there on a 100-pound contract extension. You don't really have to sign. And, you know, but at the same time, that's great money. That's like a Floyd Mayweather deal. So, I mean, I would probably take it too. Shit, 100 million pounds? You got to take that. You kind of got to take it unless, you know, you plan on fighting 2 fights with Wilder and holding off on signing an extension a bit later. Because with that 2 fights with Wilder, he's going to get that money. He will. Absolutely. But more on that. All right, but going back to Barry Hearn, we're still a long way to go in terms of detail, but that long way has to be accelerated to get an answer in the next few days or a week's time. Like what? So he wants to make this fight happen in a few days? Is that what he's trying to say? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with it. If that's true, you know, I'm all for it. But is he trying to say with Team Wilder stalling? What is he trying to say here? You know, it's like he's talking to the media, but he's not. He's totally on the fence about the situation. He's just saying, hey, man, we need to hurry things up. Otherwise, we might have to fight Povetkin. And it's almost like he's just throwing it out there to see if it sticks on the wall or something, man. That's what it sounds like to me. And then he mentions he's being put under pressure because we have a couple of stadium venues saying, do you really want us? Here's a contract to sign. Like, that's absurd. That is absurd that you have stadium venues trying to pressure you, the A side of anything that goes on the UK. Anthony Joshua is the draw. It's not the stadium, it's Anthony Joshua. So it's ridiculous, man. He knows he can dictate his own terms with any of those guys. And, you know, and he should know that the negotiations are for a fight in the US. Why the fuck do we care about stadiums in the UK if we're talking about negotiations in the US? Unbelievable. So Barry Hearn went on to say we need to have a certain amount of control. We need to have certain things, certain assurances. We need contracts in place. And we need the money up front guaranteed. Well, according to Big Baby Miller, the money is there. It's available. And that's the news for now, man. For now, King Fight News, man. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more news and updates. The fight going down tonight. We in the building. Adonis Stevenson versus Badu Jack, man. Tune in. I know it's on Sky Sports, but tune into my channel for the post-fight. We're gonna have all the updates, all the updates coming out of that fight, man. King Fight News, man. it is what it is, man. Peace.